Alright, welcome back to a series of Wonders events. I'm your humble DM Robin, joining us today by Stefan, play as our human sorcerer Riviani,
Mhm.
Nathan, play as Viking, or as my paladin, and Kat, play as Tali, our wood elf rogue. So previously, the team accomplished quite a few things, including making a scene in the banquet by commanding one faithful priestess to undress.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know how to judge that, but there's that. Alright, so because of the queen's bounty that results in this awkward scenario, the team kind of gets separated at first. So Tali went on to seek, the queen and Alethea because she feels something's off about those two. Along with her is Frederick, and they managed to get into the center of the garden. In the meantime, Riviani actually got invited. She was with Viking first until she got invited to the center garden as well, due to the fact that she speaks, that she noticed, or at least she's aware of Tali's existence in the actual banquet. So Viking actually went on a different path. He managed to, performed his way out of the guards, expectation, and forced their hand to, escort him to Lathander's temple, the Temple of Light, in order to, get him treated and at least figure out what Naira put on him. At least that's what Viking claimed. So yeah, Viking was waiting in the front end of the Light Temple, while Riviani and Tali watched in horror as this whole Queen and Alethea scenario turns out to be two doppelganger in disguise, and to somehow jog their memory of the long, Halia situation where they were shipping a bunch of doppelgangers on board for some devious reason. And at that time, they were still working with the Cult of the Dragon. So, what exactly happened?
Yeah.
Riviani faced certain extent of not torture, but more like questioning, until Tali decided it's about the right time to come into rescue, and now you guys are facing down against against those two doppelgangers. So yeah, let's see what is happening right now. So it's doppelganger's turn actually. Okay.
Oh.
Alright, staring down the temple, the center place. Staring down at the center place of the palace, the garden. You look through the wall of fire Riviani casted last time, and trying to determine what they're doing. So the first doppelganger. You guys are directly behind the wall fire, right? Because I recall, Riviani, you set it up to block their sight.
Yeah.
Okay.
More or less, yeah.
Okay. So through the shift of partial, fire shifting, you seems to see that the doppelganger actually grow in numbers.
I was afraid of that.
The first guy is gonna show up. Second guy is gonna show up.
Oh goodness.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, that's yeah.
All right. So this guy is gonna move backwards, and then that's about it. That's about all of their turn. Actually, they don't do anything else. So coming back to Tali, what are you doing currently?
Tally is hasted as a reminder.
Yes, there's a boots. There's a boot
Yeah.
on her token.
Yeah.
Yep, I had to check that because I'm like, oh, I need this AC.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god, I don't know, man. She's just kind of body blocking Riviani. I can't get through the wall of fire, so I'm just kind of gonna hold my action until someone comes at me.
Yeah. Okay. That's
And
fair
slowly like backing Riviani up, like there's a lot of them.
enough. All right. Remy, what are you doing currently?
All right. Am I able to actually see the? Do I see that there's a lot more doppelgangers now, or?
You do. Imagine you're standing. Well, the wall of fire actually blocks the part where this globe is at. If you are seeing on like picture wise, then you are on this side, on the back side of near the tree here, near this part.
Right.
Near this part. Can you see it? Near this part.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
the
okay.
wall of fire kind of blocks the entirety of the site, and then they are on the other side.
Right. All right. Yeah. I sort of like shout out like bright eyes, and I sort of I basically get her into her staff form.
Okay. So yeah, you kind of transform Bright Eyes into the staff form, and yeah, everything like it shifts out so well. You almost forgot you actually have this the whole time. But yeah.
And I sort of do like a fancy twirl of the staff as
Okay.
I throw like mage armor on myself.
Yeah, nice. All right. So you cast Mage Armor on yourself. Roll me a 1d100, please. Let's see. 33. Okay. Nothing really happens. Yeah. So, which is cool. Yeah. So
Yeah,
you got
that's
Mage Armor
nice.
on, and that's your action, and
And
yeah.
as I sort of ready myself, I sort of say that comment to Tally like, okay, I was kind of hoping that it would just be those two, but
Me too. Me too.
All right. So that's it. That's all of your. You can still use your bonus action or your movement if you want to.
I'll kind of like back up like 5 feet, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm sort of standing my ground for now.
Okay. All right. So that will be the end of your turn. Now will be. I don't understand. Why isn't it showing? Let me just do reset. On your page, can you see your own turn order, or is it just a big D? That's it.
On my screen, it only has a D on the turn order.
Yeah, that's so weird. I may have to fix that. But anyway, sorry. Now will be your turn is over. Now will be the doppelganger's turn. Doppelganger kind of moves. You notice that you both notice this. So when they move, all of them move. So well, at least like all 3 or 4 of them moved at the same time. And you notice that they all look exactly the same. From the face, the facial expression, to doppelganger doesn't really have a distinctive facial details like scars or colors of eyes or anything like that. But you get the sense of feeling that judging by all its dressing and like the face and everything, they look identical in some way. And those three kind of moves to the side and they speak all at the same time. And they said, hold on, let's see.
Are they like walking around the firewall, or?
They are moving to the side actually. The firewall actually covers quite a big area that there's almost like only 10 feet of width, like of space on each side that a person can walk through. But at least the majority of the space is covered by the wall fire. They look at the wall and they chant it. They start chanting in a tone you don't really recognize. And then they reach out their palms and kind of do a squashed sign. As you see, the wall of fire is now dispelled.
Oh.
They cast dispel magic. Alright, so that's gone. And these three, they're actually gonna look at you and says, "You made a big mistake. Come in here. Big mistake." And they cast, well, not really cast, but more like the shadow emits from their bodies as it surrounds all of them actually, and covers about 30 feet of the entirety of the area. So if I'm doing this, so hold on, let's see. I'm gonna put it on to him actually. Aura 30, and then let's see. Can you guys see it?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
So the entirety of the area is covered in darkness.
Oh, thank goodness Riviani's outside it.
Yeah. But he took another step, and then everything went dark.
God damn it.
Yep. He still hasn't moved yet. Well, not entirely. So, well, but luckily that will be all of their actions. So you guys see like everything in pitch black. Like right now, you don't know where you are, where you're at. Basically, you don't know anything. So, totally. The last you saw this dude, well, walks right in front, right towards you, is somehow near the vicinity. So, what would you like to do?
I could either really stupid and charge him, or
You can try.
could
You can try.
fail. Like
You get the basic idea of his position.
yeah, and I'm comfortable in the shadows. Oh, what the heck? Yeah. Okay, I'll charge. Just straightforward.
All right. So you like charge straight forward towards him. Bro, go ahead. Roll for attack. You will have disadvantage though because you can't really see. You're based on you're based on instinct, and instinct kind of tell you. Yes. Like he might be there, and then when you stab, empty, and you hear small chuckles from your left. Just basically, yeah, that's it.
If I do that, then I guess I'm do that.
Yeah, if you want to stab him again, you can try.
Yeah,
You have
why
your
not?
backhand.
Yeah, and I'm hasted, so I've got a hasted attack as well.
Even with disadvantage, because of the chuckle, you think that you found the right mark as the blade sinks in. However, let's see. Let me do. Alright, let's see. Target roll. Alright. Okay. So, as you feel the blade sinks in, the blade kind of shimmers, and then you found the target shimmers as well. And then with a slight cling of the sound, the the force that kind of blocks your blade kind of stops. Like the original sensation that you would stab someone, it just kind of fades as if you just hit a puff of air, and you hear more chuckles coming from all around you.
That's bad. That's bad. That's a disengaging back the hell up. That is.
Well, you just use your bonus action to stab. So, oh wait,
Hasted
you use
action.
your haste action. Okay, you can use your bonus action to disengage then. All right.
Running as far back until I like clank a wall by Riviani.
Yeah. You found yourself hitting against one side of the wall. Though still in darkness, you feel that the entirety of the space is covered with, well, entities. You just feel this because you can't see, and your trusty dark vision kind of fails you at this point. This darkness, whatever it is nothing of nature. So yeah. All right, and that will be the end of your turn. Now it'll be Rivaini's turn. Rivaini, everything is in pitch black. Like, can't even see a thing. What would you like to do?
Okay. I kind of like I sort of like hear Tally like coming up to my side, and I guess I'm sort of looking around like Tally, was that you that just?
We gotta go.
Yeah, this isn't going. This isn't quite going how I thought it would.
No, stay. As you all hear the sound echoing from all around you, you are more than welcome to stay. What would you like to do? It's your turn now.
I'll take a range check, and I'll
You'll get the hell out of dodge.
Yeah.
All right. So as you walk to the side, sorry, maybe the image is like kind of like not really showing the whole picture, but as you walk toward the side, roll me a dexterity save. Yeah.
Oh, let me see.
Yeah, you manage to dodge as you think your foot is like scratch some surface of like really dense, maybe a wall, maybe the garden's edge or something, but you manage to like leap over it, and yeah, you didn't hit your toe. That's it.
All right.
So you are now on the outside of the darkness. You can't see anything inside, for it's all pitch black, but you do see the surroundings, and you saw that now you're just leaning against one side of the wall and seeing that the entirety of the centerpiece of the palace is covered in darkness. As you look around, roll me an investigation check with nothing. No advantage, no disadvantage. Yeah. Just a quick. Okay.
Nope.
Right. You look around. In panic, you don't see Tali. And you were like feeling the sensation that she's consumed by the pitch black darkness, and therefore you don't see an easy way out of this.
Oh, damn.
All right. What would you like to do at this moment? You can still attack. It's just really hard to hit a target that you can't really see.
Yeah. Hang on a sec.
Go ahead. Just remember 6 seconds.
Yeah. Okay. I might have an idea actually.
Okay.
Uh. 1 sec. Let me check what the range of this. How far? Do I see any doppelgangers that are outside of the darkness field?
Roll me a perception check. Because like there's a large area that's covered. So okay. You don't think you see anyone else outside of the darkness?
Okay. All right. I'm going to actually try and I'm going to try and actually create a sound using minor illusion.
Nice. All right.
Uh, it says I can make like a sound, but
Mm-hmm.
does that mean like I can like make like someone's voice, like someone
Yes,
speaking?
you can.
Okay.
Actually, it's just the words. Well, it is a minor illusion, so the words may be muffled, and you can't really make out a full sentence. But you can make it sound like someone is actually having a conversation. Like when someone talk real fast and they fade into the background, that kind of sound.
All right. So yeah, I'm going to sort of make the illusion of a sound like sort of the maximum range away from me,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm sort of going to try and create the illusion of of uh, who is that captain guy we've met before?
Commander
Commander,
Knox.
yes, that one. Yeah, I'm gonna try and like create the illusion of Commander Knox saying like hold it, what's going on here?
Okay. So you managed to create this sound from afar, and Tali, in the darkness, you heard someone sounds really like Commander Knox saying, "Hold it! What is going on there?" And you don't see anyone, so yeah, that's it. That's about it, right? So is that all? Your action?
Uh, that that was my action. Yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
Anything else you want to do?
mm, I think that'll be my turn now. Yeah.
Okay. So that will be Tali's. Or that will be Riviani's turn. Now will be Double Gainer's turn. From the darkness, you see, well, Riviani, you actually see a head popping out, and says, "Come in," and this time you see, Alicia's face actually popping out of the shadow and says, "Commander, wait, you smart fella." Yeah,
It was
he looks at you and looks around, and then just says, "Well, might as well start with you." And
I sort of get a sheepish look like, huh,
yeah,
worth a shot, I guess.
yeah, and it's gonna look at you. And what's your DC currently?
My, are you? Do you mean? Are you talking about my AC or?
Sorry, your AC. My bad.
Thanks.
Mushroom
Well,
brain this morning. Mushroom brain.
Mage armor brings my AC up to 15.
Okay. It is gonna look at you, and it is gonna try and cast. Okay, 15. You said.
Yep.
Okay. Let's see. So you see a shimmering green arrow streaks forward towards you, and in the like fast speed, you can't really tell what it like actually contains, but you feel like it doesn't look awesome. Like it's coming directly towards your direction. So let's see. Oh snap! It's a natural 19, so that definitely hits. So you take. Let's see. Luckily, not that much. Okay. 6, 9. Okay. You take 9 points of acid damage as the arrow hits through the mage armor and hits the partial of your upper right arm. You feel the acidic like just seeps into your body. All right.
Damn.
Yeah, that hurts. The doppelganger just looks at you and just dart back into the shadows. All right. So that will be the doppelganger's turn. Now, this guy. Tali, what's your AC?
15 plus 2, 17.
Okay. So. Let's see. Is he gonna do that? No. Actually, he's gonna look at you and roll me a wisdom save, actually.
Oh, yikes, I suck at these historically.
You heard the word of chanting just comes from directly before you, and yeah.
Oh.
Wisdom save, let's see. What's his spell save DC? Let's see. Hold on a sec. Spell save DC. Okay. You feel this gentle pulse that tells you to lighten up, to, relax. This whole encounter is meaningless. You should just give up and stand really, really still. However, your wisdom, like you know in the back of your skull that you are in the wrong time, in the wrong place to do this. So you managed to push it aside, though as hard as you may feel, you managed to push it aside. Yeah. All right. So, yeah, and you heard a kind of a frustrated kind of sound, and as the doppelganger just kind of
I got lucky.
All right, that's it. So, before we resolve Tali's round, let's switch back to Vaikin's situation. He is currently negotiating.
Sorry, I've been reading Reddit and stuff. I wasn't paying attention to what you guys were doing.
Yeah.
You're good. It does not affect you.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Sorry.
Do you have a feeling that you should probably be here at this very moment? But anyway.
Nope. No, I'm good.
Just let them burn. All right. So, for you, Vaikin, you were standing anxiously, in front of this temple of light, staring down at the fountain.
That I just washed my face in the holy water.
You just washed everything within, and you stared as the water kind of washed away the paints and everything. You just dries in. Yeah. You notice that there are a few dozen coins that maybe copper. You saw copper, silver, and even gold pieces inside the pond, inside the fountain. And yeah, you guess this is probably like like a wishing pond. Someone just throw and coins to wish for good luck and stuff like that. However, as you waited, you notice that the temple is awfully quiet. Like this, as you've been through all your journey, this never looks good, because the entirety of the temple just the guards sent you here and they left, and the front desk kind of cleric just walks in with your message and the icon you just gave it to him to prove that Commander Knox is also gone with him. But for now,
I want to throw a silver piece into the fountain, and I'm like, forgive my future transgressions if I got to start murdering people in this holy place.
Oh no!
Just like before the guy comes in, you guys know how much I hate people stealing my shit.
True. You said that for and waited for a few seconds.
I didn't burst into flames
response,
or
of
anything.
course. The pawn never respond to whatever your question is. Yeah, but you waited, and then eventually you see the same cleric just walks out and just said to you, the bishop awaits, and please follow my lead. Yes. And he walks you inside the temple. The temple just looks, like I said before, it glitters in light, even in the darkness, and everything around it is just built to worship this light, and everything looks kind of different than the Hall of Justice you saw back in Neverwinter. Neverwinter was like amazing, but yeah, the plot. Yeah, Jesus. Yeah, this feels like the right moment to say Jesus, but yeah. Anyway, yeah, you walk inside. It's a total different experience than the Hall of Justice. The Hall of Justice looks just as plain and humble as what you pictured would be. However, the Temple of Light feels everything is just built towards being fancy and being glisten. So you walk through a long hallway, and at the end of the hallway there is a kind of a centerpiece of the entirety of the temple, and you saw like an average aged man, well, not average age, more like in his 50 or something or so, just standing on top of the altar. There is an altar. It feels like this area is built for prayers and like preachers and like the stuff like just gather people around and do ceremonies and stuff like that. Excuse me. So you walk towards the altar. The man looks about like I said, about in his 50s, like really tight haircuts, and like you don't see a scar on his face. Like you don't see like age kind of eats away his face. He must have been like a pretty good-looking man when he's at his like 20s or something, and he dressed up like a normal cleric. Like the only differences is that he has a symbol of the light, like kind of the glistening light on the right front of his chest, and he looks down at you with kind of rub his like partial gray hair. You see on the back of his head, he's like some people at the brim of their hair will have partially gray That's the only spot that you would tell that he's actually coming of age. Well, of old age. And he just looks at you and says, "So, I heard that you require my assistance. How may I help you?"
Commander Knox has informed me that you might be of some assistance. You, as you can see from semi-sealed fate, as I like to call it, I point to the weapon. I've been told that you might be able to work some divine blessings upon it to relinquish some of its restraints. And I've also been told that you're a gifted healer as well. We do have a companion that has been kind of cursed poisony stuff. And I'm like, literally just cursed poisony stuff was the words I used.
Okay. He kind of looks at you. You can see.
But more important, the first part.
Okay.
Just
more importantly, the first part. Just help me break the
I look behind
blade
me, make sure
seal,
Tali's
and
not
everything will
around.
be fine. Yeah, you heard the divine intervention just says shoo. No, I'm just kidding. All right, so
just make sure Tali's not there.
yeah.
No, I'm just summoned by the wait, you will what?
Yeah.
There's a butter knife on the floor. It's like,
yeah,
oh fuck.
just floats and stab in your back. All right, so all jokes aside, you as you were talking to the bishop kind of listens, and then says, just quietly responds, says, "Maybe you can show me where your friends are. This cursed poison friends are at. Then we can determine what kind of situation she's in. As for the blade," and he looks to the side. You notice that for the first time, like a guy has been standing there quietly this whole time. You don't see his face. His face is covered with the helmet that the knights usually wears. And he's like covered in heavy plate armors. However, he's as silent as a ghost, and you didn't even notice him until the bishop turns around. The knight kind of stood for a bit, Viking. You can feel that his entire focus is on your face. Like, he's looking really, really detailed about the whole picture of you. Like, he's like as if he's trying to take mental notes of everything about you. All right.
So that's a 17. Is
Yes.
it Valen? Because I'm gonna call that fucker out.
No.
Okay.
With that perception, well, actually, roll me an insight check. This would require an insight check.
Oh.
But perception-wise, you don't think
Sorry.
it's Valen.
17. Same thing.
Same thing. No, the insight is for different purposes.
Oh, same number though.
Yeah, I know. So perception-wise, you don't think that's Valen. You don't feel the same, foul.
Douchery.
Yeah, douchery towards you. However, the insight check feels different. Like, when you are at the banquet, you saw some knights around the place, and they're dressed in whole. Well, they are in the background, but you can still feel their entire faith towards their god, and this one is also the same. However, you feel like his intention towards you is a mixed feeling. You don't feel like foul intent towards you, but it's a strange mixed feeling. Let's just call it like that. So for now, that's all you can tell. And the knight waited for a long moment, and you saw him reach to his side, and then pick up a well wrapped up semi-sealed fate, and he kind of lifted up and looks at the bishop and just says, "The blade can be lifted." You feel the tone was heavy, like someone that has been used to combat. Like you only find these kind of voice from some really high-end commander. Like you met Commander Knox, he also have this deep voice of authority that shows, and the knight just looks at you and just says, "You should be worthy of it. You should feel grateful for being worthy of it." And he kind of hands you over the blade. Yeah, and
I'll take it from him.
okay, yeah, you just gently take it from him. It's a weird guy, basically. He's just a weird dude. And the knight turns to the bishop and just says, "If lifting the curse is what he needs, I can do it." The bishop just looks kind of. There's an awkward moment between the bishop and the knight. As Viking, you see, the bishop is looking at both of you, thinking, and then just says, "How long will it take?" The knight respond and saying, 3 days. Give me 3 days.
I got oodles of time.
Yeah. And the bishop just says, "Well, I guess in the meantime we should go check on your friends. If this curse poison thing is what I think it is, then..."
Have you ever encountered someone named Flash? I want to say his name is.
When you speak of the name, you notice that a genuine disgust shows on the bishop's face. You don't see the facial expression of the knight, but you can tell that they're both like in a disgust. And then the bishop just says, "Why, yes.
She was attacked by him.
We should have killed this brat a long time ago. In fact, we ended its, master's life. It is only because of him we could do that, so he provided crucial information, so we thought might as well just let him live. Turns out you can't really change someone's true nature." Anyway, if that's him, then I assume the poison is something named the lover's kiss.
That sounds right. I don't know why that rings a bell.
Okay. He kind of nods and then says, "Just please wait here for a second. There's some items I need to prepare in order to lift this curse poison." Curse poison.
Curse poison.
Yeah, he just kind of chuckles as he repeats the phrase, and then
I'm like,
yeah,
I don't know where she actually is right now.
He turns around and says, "So why?" He has this expression for a split second that says, "Why did you even bother to come here?" kind of look, and just like. But he doesn't say it. He's been really polite, and he just says, "Well,
I came here for my sword, and there was other reasons, so I was here anyways. I figured I'd ask."
You notice that the bishop kind of frowns as you said, "I came here just for the sword."
No, I gotta find it though. Hold on. I'm like, as he's starting to walk away, I'm like, have you ever heard of Jiznapper?
Jazz Napper. Yeah,
Jaznapper.
yeah. I know. It's a
And-
weird name.
And I'm like, I'm asking for a friend. I'm just curious if you've ever heard of such a thing, or
Where did you heard that phrase from? This time is the knight speaking.
I'm asking for a friend.
Yeah, and I'm asking, where did you pick up that phrase from?
It was just through things I heard in my head and stuff. I don't know. It was a dream. That happens often, right? I'm like just awkwardly responding.
As you were speaking, you notice that your body kind of glisten in a yellow, like ish hue, and then
I try and pat it out like I'm on fire.
Yeah,
Just like
the knight just turns around and says he's telling the truth.
what? No, you can't tell. No.
Yeah. The bishop just sighs and says, "So, well, if you're not in a hurry, and you still have some time, yep."
No, I got time. And I like go and grab a seat.
Okay.
Just like-
So there's plenty of seats underneath the altar, and benches to be exact. And the knight just
No. If there's like a throne or something really nice and comfy, I'll go.
there's no throne. It's a room. Imagine church. It's like the centerpiece of the church. So someone would preach on the front altar, and then people just sits on the bench. That's it. It's not It's not the palace where you have a throne you can sit on. So yeah.
All right, I guess.
You can carve out a throne if you want to waste the time. I mean, it's up to you. It's like, I'm gonna
it's
start
okay.
digging me a throne. It's up to you.
Don't tempt him.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
start, like,
and
taking
Viking is
benches
never
and
heard
stuff.
from again. It's
I,
just
like,
spent his
push to
entirety of his life trying to dig out a throne.
I push two of the pews together, make myself a bed,
Yeah.
and just lay down.
Okay.
I wonder what Riviani and Tali's doing. Like, kicking back,
Yeah,
relaxing.
speaking of
Fine.
which, as
Yes,
you
I
settle in,
wonder what they're
let's switch
doing.
back to Riviani and Tali. Tali, it's your turn now. And at this moment, you are still in this pitch black darkness, and
Yep.
yeah,
But
you were kind of hoping Commander Knox would find where you are and lead you guys out.
that did not happen. But I heard Riviani just be like, ah.
Yeah, you just heard her scream like, ah. That's it. What would you like to do?
I'm headed towards the sound of the voice. So
Okay.
we're getting out.
So that would be, let's see, that would
Riviani's.
be beyond your reach because Riviani was like,
No, I'm headed to Riviani, and my speed is currently 70 feet because haste is a beast.
yeah, true. All right. So you headed for Riviani's direction. Okay. So yeah, you just dart through the darkness and almost bump into Riviani. Roll me a dexterity. Well, acrobatics actually, because you were like running. You were like running out of this. Yeah.
Well, then if I get acrobatics, I'm just gonna circus grip her arm and keep going.
Yeah. Nice. And so you grab onto her arm and use the rest of your movement to walk alongside of the wall. So let's say 70 feet.
Oh.
Let's see. So, okay. From here to here. Because you grab onto Riviani, I would say you can drag her along, but you can only walk till like 50. Yeah, because
I'll
there's
use all
like-
my actions
yeah.
to dash.
Yeah.
I'll just keep going.
Yeah. So because like I said, grab onto someone as like, especially they're not moving along with you because she doesn't know what is happening. So yeah, it's gonna be a drag. So you move about 55 feet. I would say 55 feet. So yeah, let's just move your token to here. Let's see, token to about here. She's one square behind you.
Yeah.
That's about. Yeah. So on the side, you finally break through the darkness, but right now you're staring at the side of the wall. If you want
Where
to
did I
know
leave?
where your positions are at,
Yeah, where did I leave Frederick? Because that's going to be my
yes.
goal.
So the entrance from where you can tell is the balcony you leaped up from. So it will mean that it's on the side of the darkness, like the opposite side from afar. The other, on both of your sides are walls, and then you can see like archways, but it doesn't really lead to anywhere. It's more like on your left and right side, there are both stairs that are leading upwards, and that's about it.
I will pick a clear staircase and just go for it.
Okay. So, well, that will be your. You use your bonus action again to try to dash. Okay. So that will be 35 feet. However, minus by. So that will be. I would say you guys run about 20 feet. Yeah, because you grab on Riviani and she's currently it's not moving. Yeah, so you still grab onto Riviani, move about, let's see, 20 feet. Yeah. You manage to get to the stairs. That's about it. Get to the side of the stairs.
Thank you.
Yeah. For some reason, it is
tokens
enlarged.
expanded.
Whoops.
Yes. All right. So that will be the end of your turn. Now will be Riviani's turn. Riviani, what would you like to do? You were being dragged along as Tali, like a shadow.
I'm just like, gotta go.
Yeah, like a blur, actually. For now, you can't even see, like, his... You can see slight shimmer of his, like, entire details of his movement. Yeah, of her movement. It's like, everything is in a flash.
Once I sort of resteady myself for now, I pretty much I'm just gonna like dash.
All right. You gonna use your action to try to dash, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So
I sort of like saying like as we're sort of trying to make our escape, I sort of start saying like, well, look on the bright side. At least we know your mom wasn't really evil now.
Well,
I'm like shimmering, and then I like stop for a brief second, just like, true.
yes. Like the Flash. You guys all see the Flash. It's like when he's moving. All right.
Yeah.
So, what's your passive perception, Riviani?
That is...
Never mind. I can check.
15.
All right. Cool. So, as you are about to walk onto the stairs, you notice that partially there's a glisten on the side of the stairs. So imagine that the first 3 staircase, on the right side, there's slight glimmer.
Right.
Just very, very faint, small glimmers. What would you like to do?
That sort of catches my eye as I'm sort of dashing up the stairs, and I sort of make the decision to like sort of stop and like try and get like a closer look at the...
Oh, so you're already on the stairs. I see.
What?
Do you already walk onto the stairs?
I mean,
if that's the case, first roll me a dexterity save.
I'll play backup. I'll try and catch her. Partner acrobatics is my thing.
Okay. Nice.
19.
So the first stairs kind of reach out. Well, not reaching out. As you step onto the first stairs, you feel the staircase kind of melted. So your foot is about to sink in to the staircase. You manage to use your quick reflexes to leap off to the second stairs. Roll me a strength check. Strength save. Sorry, strength save.
Strength save?
Yes.
Okay. 18.
Nice. So the second stairs, this time, both sides of the staircase, like, the handle, they reach out to try to wrap around both of your knee and try to hold you in place. You burst out the most energy you can muster from your tiny little bodies and then just rush through. Third staircase. Roll me an intelligence save. All right.
17.
You managed to crush this numbing sensation as you were feeling like the whole world drifts apart. You muster your will to push this aside and then manage to get onto the fourth staircase. And waiting for a moment, nothing happens.
I start calling downstairs to Talia. Okay, so I think getting up these stairs might be a bit harder than we thought it'd be.
Yeah. Tali's just like super impressed, but she's kind of also like, well, shit, now I have to do that.
All right. You still have your action. Oh wait, you use your action to dash. So I would say
I'm just.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I'm just sort of standing there now, like thinking, like, how the heck did I get past all of that?
Nice. Yeah. So I would say because your action of dash, you move up to about the first quarter of the staircase. It's like, the kind of the tower that kind of like swirls upwards. This is like that kind of tower. So the side, you can see you managed to reach the first quarter of the staircase, and there are about 4 more just leading right upstairs. Yeah.
Oh, good.
You can still move to the second quarter.
All right. Let's roll the dice on moving up to the second quarter.
All right. So you move up to the second quarter. This time, the staircase doesn't do anything. You are being extremely careful with each of your steps, and there's nothing.
Okay, good.
Yep. All right, so you stop at the second quarter of the stairs and looking upwards. Yeah. So
okay.
That'll be the end of your turn?
Yep, that'll be it for me.
All right, so now it's the doppelganger's turn. The doppelganger, let's see. Okay, so this guy is going to move forward. He's moving out of shadow, looking at you, Tali. He's about, it's about 50 feet, well, 30, 80, yeah, 50 feet away from you. And he is going to look at you. Let's see. Can he do that? No, he can't. What can he do? Oh, interesting.
Uh-oh. That sounds bad.
All right. He is gonna look at you. Let's see. This would be interesting. Can he cast this from afar? I'm just checking for one thing.
Okay.
Yeah, if he can.
What is it?
This from afar. All right. He can't actually. Okay. He can. So, since he can't, he's gonna try something else. Let's see. Oh no, he's gonna use his bonus action. You see, he turned into a form of mist, and he reappears 20 feet away from you, and then
Yikes.
he is gonna cast. You see, his hand waves as it moves in a hypnotic patterns, and roll me a Constitution save. You feel this strong pull
Ooh.
of the entirety of your body.
Another historically bad one for me.
Oh man, you feel like the world getting bigger. You feel like, why is the stairs looks like it's gonna take 100 more footsteps when originally I can just do it with 2 leaps? Why is the surroundings just turns into a skyscraper of sort? What is a skyscraper anyway? Yeah.
All of a sudden playing chessboard.
Yeah. So yeah, you are now reduced to a size of, well, small.
I'm tiny. That's so cool. That's really bad for me. That's really cool.
And you look down on your weapons. It's also shrink down to fit your size, luckily, or otherwise it would be too big for you to handle it.
Yeah.
But you feel like you are holding a toy, like imagine a kid holding a toy like sword or weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you feel like it's
Shit.
probably not gonna do a lot of damage if you wield it.
Nope.
Now.
No, yeah,
Right?
no.
And he is gonna look at you and smile. And that will be the end of this one's turn. However,
Tiny me is gonna double the flip the bird at him. Just
Yeah.
like, oh, dang it.
yeah. So you look like a cute version of yourself. So, yeah. You know those bubbly head? Like you look like that kind of like cute bubbly
Oh
head
my god.
figures. Yeah, like the pop figures, you know, like the cute pop figures. All right, so that will be his turn, and then the other doppelganger, the entirety of the shadow is gonna move forward. Tali, you notice one thing as they move forward. Like I said before, they all look like identical, right? So this one who just cast a spell on you also have 2 other figures following him, and they also look identical. They even do the same gesture. So you feel like maybe they don't increase necessarily in numbers, but more like some kind of trick. Yeah. Anyway, as these 2, I'm gonna just put them to a different layer. This guy is gonna move out, and he's gonna look. He's gonna move forward. However, just ignore the darkness, because right now it's like you're way too far away for it to grab you. And let's see, the second one. All right. Okay. So, you see in the darkness, a fling of ropes just flies towards your direction. Oh no, actually no. No. Ignore what I just said. You don't see anything. It's just a illusion. I can't
Oh
do
boy,
it
oh
from
boy.
afar. All right, then this, I guess. So, you still got haste on your body, right?
Yeah.
All right. So, as you look at the far, roll me a wisdom save.
Oh boy, this one's not gonna go well.
Okay, you manage to shrug off the effect with your iron will, and for a split second, you almost see that your fast pace of movement is about to pass. Like because everything seems relatively still when you are hasted, but at a split second, you almost feel like the world is back in sync. Just a split second, but you're fine for now. You feel you heard a frustration. You 2 little rats. And yeah, that's about what the doppelgangers can do for now. It'll be Tali's turn. Tali, you're tiny now. You look at the stairs, look at the doppelgangers away from you. Yeah, there's a hell to climb. All right, so I'm just gonna introduce some details. So you're in a reduced state caused by the enlarge and reduce spell. So your movement will shrink down also to matching as your size, I think. Let's see. Yeah.
I think it
specify, so.
It just shrinks her down like
to
by
small.
one size class. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It doesn't specify on the movement, so I'll just say.
Does she also get a save per round? Because a lot of times a debuff like that would be a.
Yeah. You can do. Hold on. No, there's no effect. Yeah, it stays up until the concentration is break, because it's like it doesn't say. You can make concentration check every turn. However, because the spell doesn't specify you suffer the penalty of movement, I would say you still keep your movement. It's just you have disadvantage on, like, normally the spell like condemns you to have disadvantage on strength check and saving throws. So that's about the extent of it. So what would you like to do?
Okay. Remembering the horrible time Riviani had with the stairs, I'm just going to activate my boots and go up around the outside of the stairs,
Smart.
just bypass up to her.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So you climb on the both of your boots, and you start flying. And you heard cursing words coming down from the doppelgangers as you fly away. Away. And yeah, you just fly up to the stairs and reach to where Riviani is at. All right. So is that the extent of your movement?
I'm gonna go as far as I can. I'm gonna start
So
just keep
since
moving.
you're hasted, your flying speed is equal to your walking speed. So I will say 105 feet, because you use your action, both of your action to move, to dash, and then bonus action to dash. Yeah, 105 feet. That's it. 105. Yeah, so you reach about the fourth quarter of the stairs. And there's just one more quarter to go. Yeah. You bypass you see a lot of glistening on the stairs when you move from the third to fourth. But, you bypass all of them. So where do you land? That's the huge problem. That's a huge issue. Do you land at the intersection, at the top of the fourth quarter, or do you land
I'd love to be able
to Okay.
I don't want to stop in the middle of something. I want to be able to scout.
Okay, so you look around. Your passive perception is 18, right? If I recall correctly. So you are smart enough to dodge a lot of shiny parts and bits, and manage to find yourself landed on one of the broken handle on the balcony. Yeah, that's about the only place where nothing really shines, and doesn't feel like it's trapped. Doesn't feel like. Yeah, so you landed and nothing really happens. Everything's cool. So is that all? That will be all.
Yep, that's it. That's good.
All right, that will be the end.
Is she at where I am, or is she?
No, she's way past where you are at currently.
Oh, okay.
You're at the bottom of the third quarter, like the top of the second one. But Tali is already at the top of the fourth quarter. So she's only one quarter of stairs left to go. Yeah.
I see her zoom upwards, and I sort of just remember now that she has the boots in the.
She can fly. Yeah. And
they're my last ditch. Oh no.
Yeah. And now it'll be Rainey's turn. Rainey, looking at that, you recall something. You also have something that you can do. That's about the extent of my suggestion. That's it.
Okay. I do have another idea, actually.
Okay, do it.
Wait, which which one of us has that steel hound figurine?
That will be Tali.
Okay, never mind. Okay, okay, is there anything nearby that I could plausibly like try and like throw down the stairs to like slow them down any?
There are a few, large cauldron, like this, like large pot, but they seem to be really heavy. It's up to you. If you want to throw them down, fine, and you can try to make a strength check to try to throw them down.
If I made a strength check, would I still have a move action though?
Yes, you would. You would use your action to try to throw the cauldron downstairs, but yeah.
Okay, yeah, okay. I'll sort of like look for a moment at cauldron and yeah, I'm just gonna like try. I'll just like attempt to
Okay.
sort of like get one to like the top of the stairs and like to throw it down or
Yeah.
something.
They're all at the side of each quarter of top of the stairs. So imagine that you're now at the second quarter top, and then there's just two cauldron, like large cauldron on the side of the wall. So you can just try to move one of them. Yep. So make me a strength check if you like to push them downward.
Okay.
16.
16?
You are sure you might manage to shake part of the foundation? Yeah, that's pretty rough, but you managed to shake part of the foundation, and in doing so, kind of tilted imbalance. You didn't do it by sheer force. You did it with like partially of your smartness, and you notice that the part that is breaking downwards is like gonna collide in an angle that let it slide organically. So you just do that, and the cauldron just falls and starts pummeling downstairs. So you heard pung pung pung, and then like at the end of the stairs, it kind of got stopped as you see the same trap kind of emitted like not tentacles, but more like branches kind of try to stop the cauldron, but the cauldron just breaks through them with sheer force, and then
Nice.
yeah, and then it rolls to an angle, almost hitting the first doppelganger that was 20 feet away from Tali last round, but it's just managed to slide to the side and hit the wall. That's about it.
Well, that was worth a shot. I'm going to use my entire move action to keep going upstairs.
All right. So while moving upstairs to the third quarter, nothing really happens. Yeah.
All right. I'm perfectly fine with that.
Okay. So that will be the end of your turn. That will be Doppelganger's turn. But before we resolve that, let's switch back to what Vaikin is doing. Cameron panning back to what Vaikin is currently sitting around, the knight as well as the bishop. The bishop just looks at
exposition.
Vaikin. Yes, and exorcism actually, because he's lying down and
no, I wouldn't lie down. I know I'm in
just lie down. Yeah, the bishop just looks at you and just says, "If you would please." Sit in the right form. I'll appreciate it.
It's like
this is not your home, nor a hotel. This is.
Oh no, I'm sitting
place.
like normal. Like I'm not.
Oh, I thought you were lying down on the bench.
No.
You were saying, okay.
No, I know it's a church.
Yeah. So, all right. So
I thought he meant me to like bend over or something. He's
no,
a
definitely
business
not.
man.
He just wants you to
Mm.
sit like normal people because I thought you were. All right.
No,
so
no, no. Technically,
Mm.
my God, laying down is a normal.
yeah, I know, but
Wrong God.
yeah,
Right.
different tradition probably.
Yep.
Perhaps. Yeah. So he managed to have you sit to a position that is like both sides are content with. I'll just call it that. And then and then he just starts saying that. So, Jazz Snapper, that's a name has been forgotten for quite some time. Legend has it, he's of a newborn deity in our realm, in this realm, precisely. He oversees the passing of these monstrosities, and well, basically, you can think of it as a small deity of death from a long time ago. It doesn't, however, how should I put this? Like, it's not like what your realm has, like Merkel, which we knew because we were there once. And
I look around like,
yeah, the
Yeah.
knight kind of nods and just the bishop just continues says, like Merkel, he's intent to spread his domain is through violent death. His dogma will be just everything dies, but either by my hand or like violent death. It's what Merkel's good at, or through some scheme, and you can achieve the death of the others. Basically, murder and stuff like that, and that is why people were so afraid of him. For Jazz Snapper is different. He's more like Raven Queen, a watcher of the death, and but he's also more than that. Since he's in this domain and in charge of the monstrosity's death and life in a way, he kind of tap into the domain of life. Rumor has it he was like a scholar that studies life and death, trying to reach a harmonious state of both sides, like a cycle, like a karma of way, just the circle of life. So he can, you can grant someone the life they wanted, and then at the end, when they reach the full extent, they pay for, the stuff they kind of gather along the way, and then return to the embracement of death. I know it's kind of a vague expression, but Jazz Snapper was not a deity of violence. He's more like a deity of nature, a watcher, if you would call it. In fact, I don't know if you heard of the Watchers, but they were once close with their deity, at least, were once close with Jazz Snapper. And together they kind of oversees the balance of life. But about a few thousand years ago, there's a war among the deities. Many have fallen. Jazz Snapper, I think, included, because on that day, his cleric, his worshippers, all lost their powers all at once, and that causes this realm to be invaded by such large sum of monstrosities, and it has plagued this realm for 2,000 or so years, until eventually the two sovereigns came and liberated the place and built what we saw currently. But there are still whispers of a comeback, though currently most clerics, most people in our realm only know the Raven Queen, and yeah, as the goddess of death. But there's always rumors about him making a comeback, about it making a comeback. But I guess it's much like any other rumors of any fallen deities. There's always whispers. There's always something going on. That's at least the extent of what I know about Jazz Snapper. So you said you noticed the word from someplace. Can you tell us where you first heard, though?
No. Just like, no.
So no.
It's one of those, you hear it whispers on the wind through my travels. I've heard that name, and it's hard finding information on such things. Most of the gods are known to more or less set in stone. Then then occasionally you hear whispers of these ones that like to lurk in the shadows a bit more, or have fallen into the shadows.
Out of characterly speaking, you're lying, right? You're not really lying, but you're not telling the entire truth, right? You're telling partial of the truth.
Yeah, like I
no, it's
honestly,
right.
I think it was. Yeah. Didn't I hear it in a dream or something?
Yeah.
Right? Like, I'm not going to tell them I'm fucking hearing things. They're going to throw me in the loony bin.
Yeah.
Right?
So you're still saying partial truth. So
yeah.
The yellowish glow just rises from your body once again. The knight just nod, and he just wave his hand as the color just fades from your body, and he just says, "All right, but if you ever heard
what the hell are you doing to me? Like, this is not cool."
He looks at you for a long, solid second, and then he continues saying, "You were the one came in asking for all these questions. We have to be careful, for it is not a peaceful time. Since you're being forthcoming, I'll share this. The monstrosities that we talked about, as the sovereigns cleared them out of the city, they also worship Jazz Snapper. So if, and only if, you might be, there's a slight chance you might be one of the cult from the monstrosity side. We can't take that chance, especially when the city is still under siege."
I'm not from here. I've been all over the place, but I sure as hell ain't from here.
So I need to be careful. Now, I verified what you're saying, I already dispelled that. I already stopped the zone of truth that I cast on you.
I should be able to recognize what zone of truth is, because I have that spell.
You do. You do recognize that's zone of truth. He's telling the truth.
But as well as, I also, since I have it, I also know the intricacies of that spell. Like, half-truths are still truths, according to the zone of truth.
So that is why it's still showing that you're telling the truth. It's just, zone of truths appear in different ways. So, for the worshipper of Lathander, it shows in various colors. So you imagine that this is probably means, yellow probably means just you're telling the truth. So yeah.
I tell them, I'm like, you know, a lot of times the gods that are seen as evil are still as necessary as the ones that are good. You as a man of the cloth should know that you can't have evil without good and good without evil. It doesn't work without the other.
It's a
You know,
balance
death is
of life. But for
well,
us,
death is necessary for you to have life.
yes, but we don't. We
Right?
do condemn to achieve death in a wrong way. So
Yes.
imagine, like I said, there were numerous gods of death before, and not all of them. Well, the worshippers also reflect some of their beliefs to their god. It is never as simple as the deities tell the cults, their worshippers what to do, and then be done with it. No, it's always a two-way street. When the worshippers, when they are themselves at the core are evil, and they achieve heinous crimes through their god's name, that is when the deities also get a piece of that in their domain. And that is why we need to keep our balances. I'm not saying that we need to purge all evil from the realm, though we really much want to, but we can't. It's just something beyond us. But we can't. What we can do is to stop those crimes, and that is what we intend to do.
Well, and the thing is the acts of a follower don't necessarily govern what the god stands for. I'm sure a follower of Lathander has taken, up arms in against what the teachings are. The mortals are fallible in their understandings of what the deities demand.
Deities are, higher than us, but at the same time, they are with us. We reflect their will in every little bits of our actions. Sometimes we enforce them, sometimes we accept what happens. But for us, especially for the Temple of Light, we do things because we believe in what is right. And that is why we need to be extremely careful. And though my partner doesn't say it, he still apologized in his heart for casting this spell without your consent. But you have to understand.
I completely understand that you need to you need to be careful in
yes.
how you go about your business. But I, as far as I'm concerned, you can have followers that deviate from the path of their deity just as much on both sides. So basically, we're having a religious philosophical debate.
And he nods and he says, though the gods reflect their wills, it is up to the men to carry through. There's never been ultimately, fate of one should be in their own hand. They should carve their own path, and in doing so, maybe they can honor their deities by their actions. But eventually, it's still in one's hand. At least that's what I believe. Yeah. So he's actually having a long conversation with you, talking about deities and stuff, and about and like intense 20 minutes or so conversation, you see one of the servants coming out from the chamber and just whisper to the bishop, and the bishop just nods, and then just grabs the pouch that the servant is holding, and then just says, if you're not in a hurry, please stay in our establishment, and well, we can find our way to at least try to lift some part of the seal on your weapon. And about your friend, I really need some details. Maybe, do you have some details of her? Maybe you can describe her for me, so I can probably try to check where she currently is, or he or she. I'm sorry.
Tell her. I'll go through and like do the backstory and like kind of.
All right.
What she looks like, and us being attacked by the
Dracolich?
Yeah. Okay.
No, I'll leave out all the crazy shit.
Oh.
Dracolich is not something you want to bring up in the idle conversation.
Just leave it out.
Right now, they don't know what I can do and who I am and things like that, so that's why you don't bring up Ixnay on the Dracolich, eh?
Okay.
Sure. All right.
Because, yeah.
Do you have anything of her possessions, or maybe pictures, some of that? You probably don't, right?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. So you see that the servant that brought out a font filled with water. The water is so clear that you can even see your own reflection. And no other details, and he just places it onto the altar and just says, "I'll do my best and try."
Well, and I'll tell him about, was it Father Lucian?
Father Dwayne? Or
Dwayne? Was it Dwayne that
Dwayne.
She was at? Yeah. I'll tell her about Father Dwayne, and like they both kind of went missing. Like, I would guess he might know who Father Dwayne is.
He kind of nods as he heard Father Dwayne. He's like, Brother Dwayne is never part of any of our belief, any of our deity worshipping. In fact, he, for the longest time I've met him, he never truly spoke of which deity he worshipped, or if he ever had one. But he is a man of belief, and he believes in doing small deeds to achieve a better, peaceful, life for everyone. That is why he helped the poor kids. That is why he helped those who doesn't have a shelter. So, for just a man, I respect that, because he.
Well, I'm not 100% certain if they went together, because they both went missing around the same time. She basically, their home got attacked and blah blah blah, and I go in the whole.
You see, the bishop's face kind of frowned when he heard that the place was attacked, and he kind of urged you to tell him more details about who the attackers are, where did it happen, and when did it happen. Yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah. I start explaining. I'm like, they got attacked, and there was a bunch of
dwarves,
guys, and there was an Ironforge priest, and I'm like, I rifle through my bag of holding, and I pull out the fucking head. I'm like, that guy, and then I continue like nothing. Not even like I stopped. I'm like,
please put that away.
We dispatched him, and then like, I'm like, yeah, we were just. We figured this might come in handy, and then like clunk right back into the bag of holding. I'm like, I continue on like,
he
it didn't faze me. Like,
the desk was filled with body fluid when you put the head onto the altar, and you see the servant kind of carefully move the font away from that, trying really hard to not get like contaminated by the body fluid. And then you see the bishop just do a swift wave, and then the body fluid is just gone, just gone. And then he just listen. He didn't like pick your conversation up when you finish like stuffing the head back into the bag of holding. In fact, he listens through your entire explanations of the dwarves and all the stuff that just happened. Did you mention the shadows or?
Yeah, I'll tell him about the shadows as well.
Okay.
I'm like the weird shit pretty much leading from us. Just I won't tell him we were coming out of the sewer, but I'm like, we got attacked in the streets, and then like from there on.
Yeah. He kind of frowns at you again. This time.
Not my fault.
Yeah.
And I reiterate that several times. I'm like, it was not my fault.
He kind of puts his hands out and motion you to it's
this place
fine.
is weird.
Yeah, and then he just keeps on thinking because.
And I'm like,
the moment
there was
you
this
mentioned shadow, it just feels like he has some bigger issue that he's concerned about.
And I'm like, I go on and tell him, I'm like, we were at the festival or whatever it was earlier, and like a fist fight broke out, and it was just like crazy. I don't know what's going on. Like, this is the weirdest place I've been in. I've been in the Underdark, and I'm like, I just start rambling, right?
Yeah.
And
you heard.
I told him that I started the fist fight.
You heard a deep, hearty laugh from the knight that was standing by the side when you just specified this place is weird and everything, on the streets and fist fight and everything. You just heard him laugh for about like 1 minute. He just continues on laughing, and the bishop just kind of looks at him and just says, "Will you please stop it?" The knight just kind of.
I'm just like, I'm just
like,
recapping the shenanigans since we've been here, and I'm like,
yeah, he just kind of nods and.
Is it like this all the time? Like,
the bishop just says, if the queen needs to send out her bastions, that means situations is worse than we expected.
Oh, she's crazy. And I just say that outright.
What do you mean?
I'm like, did you not see what went on there at or hear about what went on at the festival?
I never liked that kind of things. I only attend a few because I was asked. And
she put a bounty out on somebody's head, supposedly for killing everybody in her family. Like, it was the weirdest thing. Like, it made no sense whatsoever. And like, there was no, like, Commander Knox tried to rationalize with her, and she basically tried to throw him in jail. Like, she's off her rocker. Like, it's crazy.
That may be grief talking because the queen and the sovereign Blackfeather was really close. However, I do think that it's out of bound when you mentioned that she tried to throw Commander Knox into jail for such small instance. Before we go try to I guess this requires some intervention. Before we try to talk with her, let's first check on your friends to see if she's alright.
What friend? Oh yeah, the sick one.
Yes.
I'm like, I kind of got confused.
I totally forgot about it. I'm so sorry.
No. I was like, I don't like, in the entire time I never mentioned that I had companions with me.
No, you
I don't think
you said.
Like, I didn't talk about Tali or like Ravani at all.
No.
I was like,
I'm
kind of
talking about
elusive.
Lavinia. Yeah.
Yeah, but I thought she was implying, let's go see your friends. I'm like,
oh no.
What friend?
When he said let's check on your friend, it's more
Lavinia,
like he's gonna try something to search for Lavinia because you said she's missing, And then
Yeah.
you see the servant carefully put the font back onto the altar and stares at you, Viking, this entire time, just as if it's saying, "Back the hell off." Yeah, and gently place it onto the altar. And you heard the bishop just kind of says, "Thank you, Holland. Just I can take it from here." And the servant just walked to the side, behind the curtains, and still staring you along the way, just like, "You better not try something funny," kind of look. Yeah. So the bishop kind of looks down at the font, and you see him like placing two of his hands right on top of the water, and then gently move it to the brim of the font, and eventually you see, let's see,
I'm guessing I've probably seen this once or twice before as a religious man.
yes, so you can make an arcana check or religious check to see what is he doing.
I think I'm shit at both of those.
Just pick one then, I guess.
Religion makes more sense.
Okay.
19.
So, as you recall, sometimes the Grandmaster of your order did such a thing before when he's trying to spy on certain enemies from afar. So he would actually use this spell called scrying in order to locate where his nemesis are at. This is similar to what it's doing, so it's also a scrying spell. And you look down at the water. The bishop just kind of, as he finished the ritual, he just kind of nods at you and just says, "This is the best I could do. Let's have a look." And then you look down. Do you look down to the front? To the water?
Sure.
Okay, so you look down to the water. You see in a someplace dark, some kind of a cell maybe. You see Lavinia lying in there. Her face is pale, but it is her body that makes you feel creeped out, as you see all like blue vine like stream just covers all her bodies. Like imagine that all of your veins just pop, like just pop to your skin, and you can see the very detail of each vein just crossing through the body. This is what Lavinia's body looks like currently. The only place that is intact is her face, like that's her head, but her head is extremely pale, and you can see like the small stream of vine is gradually growing even at the time you're watching. Yeah, so you can roll an arcana or medicine check from afar to determine what it is, but you'll have disadvantage because you don't actually get to check on her. So 13. Yeah, you get the sense of feeling that you don't know what this is. Yes, but she will be dead soon if the vines reaches her face completely, covers her face completely. Yeah, so there's
Can you zoom in enhance?
What is zooming and enhance? But no, I'm just kidding. Yeah, he just kind of waves at it, and you see closer that her arms, her weapons are all gone. Like she's wearing nothing but like a fine cloth, just laying in there, near death. And
I'm like, I don't recognize where she's at. Do you? And look at the
place underground. That is about the best I could do. The bishop just shakes his head. The knight, however, just kind of looks at it, thinks for a moment, and walks forward and says, "She might be under the sewers."
Under the sewers?
Yes. There's even wider space underneath the sewers. Not the surface, not underneath the sewers, not underneath the surface in the sewer. It's beyond that. It's even deeper. there's a space where the monstrosities would go and gathered together to reach an accord or to negotiate terms. Either way, their territory might be inside the sewers, but they have a place way beyond that. That might be the place underneath. And judging by her look, I don't think she has enough time. Like, this woman is about to die. If you want to save your friend, you need to be fast.
No. All right. But this isn't really somewhere that the father is gonna come with. Is there any way that you can
Let's see. He
do a to-go spell,
yeah.
like a scroll,
He
or
flipped to the side. This time he just waved his hand to the side, and you see this time the image kind of of Lavinia kind of fades away, and this time turns into an image that is floaty, and the surrounding is also dark, and from the dripping, like the dripping image pipe, the pipe of dripping, the image of the pipe dripping. Sorry, you can tell that this might be in the sewers. And from the image, you see that Father Dwayne actually looks different. He's dressed up in like a really tight outfit, and then you see with headbands wrapping around his forehead, covering even his eyes, and then you can tell that from his body he's now wearing gauntlets of sort. And you can tell that he is armed and ready to go, ready to pounce. And in the shadow, you can see a few like kind of were-rats just storming out of the shadow as Father Dwayne just ripped through them like there were nothing. If you watch Daredevil, like this is the exact moment of Daredevil punching through the entirety of the monstrosities and getting downwards. And downwards.
Dang.
Yeah.
okay.
Glad to see.
So you're not capable of looking after yourself, is what I'm seeing.
What?
No, I'm being very sarcastic. So,
the bishop just says, "Glad to see Brother Dwayne never lost his trade. With all these years training kids, he still got it." And yeah, he just says
punching kids.
Yeah. No, not punching kids. Training them, to be exact.
Oh.
Tali, you if you were there, you would remember that the kids were super fast when you tell them to run. So,
I'm getting I'm getting a much better stick vibe, and it's good.
Yeah. All right, so that will be the end. Well, the end of the spell as the image fades away, and just the bishop just says that is about as far as I can do. You did mention you had a companion, right? I tried, based on what you described, I tried to search for her, but it feels like something's blocking my senses. It's unlike that. Normally, if someone rejects the image, I would know from which source. But this time, it feels like my reach of this spell is kind of blocked. So, where did you say you leave your friends again?
What friends?
Okay.
I met some people at the dinner.
Okay.
They
you
were nice.
You did mention Riviani because you did tell him about the banquet incident, right? Or did you not? I
Yeah,
don't know,
yeah,
because
but I
you
didn't
in
say
your
that
description you said you did tell him about Riviani, so I thought you
Oh,
explained that part.
yeah, but I wouldn't.
You
Like,
didn't tell him
I'm
about Tali, I know, but Riviani.
no, but even then, I'm like, he
Same
took
story.
Ravani away. Like,
Okay, so you never
I met her at
expressed that. You never.
yeah.
iterate
He
that,
doesn't know that I have friends here. I'm just
Okay.
a lone soldier.
Okay, then scratch that. All the 5 minutes are memory losses. But anyway, so that part is like, yeah. So you never know. Never know. Okay. So, and he looks at you and says, "So, if you're not in a hurry, you can stay here and we can try
You
to figure out."
just
Yeah.
you
like-
just said that we need to hurry to
Oh,
like
sorry,
save that.
Sorry.
the-
Scratch that. Memory loss, man.
yeah.
I'm just thinking about how much in detail I need to like erase. as
So
a
I'm,
DM.
like,
So,
telling her- Or telling him, I'm like, so is this like if I have to go down into the sewer?
Yeah.
Like, is this something that you can teach me how to do to fix her, or logistically, can you scroll it down or write it down on a scroll?
In fact,
Mm,
I
Or you can come
could
and just
provide
murder
you
everything with me.
scroll- I could provide you with a scroll that might help ease the condition, because for now, if I don't get a further examination on her, I wouldn't know which kind of like what type of curse they placed it on her and how that affects the poison in
Yeah.
a different way. So I need
I'm like,
to
I've
examine her
done-
properly.
Lesser restoration on her, and I'm like, I know that's probably not
Mhm.
an in-game term,
Yeah.
but it only seemed to alleviate her symptoms, not, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand. And as a DM to player, that is actually what you would call a spell in the proper term. It's lesser restoration. Yeah.
Yeah,
you
but like,
call it
I'd
magic
imagine
missile. They are
in
magic
game there would be
missiles.
something like, you know,
Merkel's lesser restoration or whatever. Yeah. So.
well, no, I would
Yeah.
think it'd be like, you know, mend wound. Like, lesser
Yeah.
restoration sounds very mechanical, not a,
Yeah. True.
you know, not it doesn't roll off the tongue like what a
Okay.
character would say.
Okay.
That's what I was trying to get at.
Okay. So, well, you kind of describe what you performed on her, and the result didn't work out.
I'm like, I can normally purge most
Yeah.
diseases and poisons,
Mhm.
but this didn't really help.
Because it's a mix. That is why
Yeah.
I can, like I said, I can provide you with scrolls to less like ease her condition, or at least buy her enough time for you to bring her up here so I can further examine her. But for now, that is about as much as I can do. And I think that judging by what happened to the palace, I would need to at least inquiry what exactly happened and maybe requested for a release for Commander Knox. So I can
Yeah,
have
Commander's a good
someone-
man.
Yeah, I can have someone guide you to the sewers, but I can't accompany you. Not at this time.
Yeah, I completely understand, and
Yes.
Commander Knox is a good man, and if there's anything once we deal with this situation I can do to help, by all means. You know, we had kind of a bond there for a while,
I
over some
understand.
brews.
Yeah, he's an honorable man, and I will do everything in my power to get him out of, well, jail. Which is ironic, for he is the one guarding the jails. Anyway, so he.
I'm like, what
he,
was weird is Commander Knox didn't even know who she said killed her family. Like, she just accused, which to me sends up lots of red flags. Like,
Mhm.
why doesn't the commander of the guard be doing investigations and stuff?
Mhm.
Like, it's not something that he would have been blindsided by if everything was on the up and up.
I would definitely, well, ask the queen for further details about this situation, but for now I can't really judge
I'm
what
just
the truth
telling
is.
you what I seen,
Yes,
though.
I
You know,
understand.
something didn't add up in that situation, and just be careful.
Thank you. And he turns around to the servant and says, Holland, bring me the scroll. You know which one. And Holland just nods and just darts back into the shadow.
The true resurrection scroll is what he was talking about.
Yeah. And
Just like stammer in the face and like, yay,
Yay.
good.
You see the servant comes back about 5 minutes later, holding like intricate like scroll case that's big enough to hold one scroll inside, and then he presented to the bishop. The bishop just takes it and says, "When you reach to your friend, use this immediately. It just automatically works when you release it from the case. But remember, never to release the case before you found her, or otherwise the spell wouldn't work." So
Okay,
he passed the
And,
scroll
like-
case to you. Yeah.
I'll put it in the bag of holding.
Yes. Yeah. That would be a
I'm
safer
like,
place.
My
Yes.
friend will keep it safe, and I put
Yeah.
it in the bag of holding.
Yeah,
I'm
nice.
looking at the servant's like reaction.
The servant just this time the servant doesn't have any emotions, but more like before you were like trying to because you by now, because you know the spell is scrying, you know that the ritual they are performing is the medium is through holy water. That is why the servant was really worried when you bring out the head, trying like that might contaminate the water and thus sabotage the spell. So that is why he was worried. But now he just looks plain and just like, okay, never mind. Alright, so the bishop just kind of nods to you and then to the knight and says, well, I guess we're on our way. And let's see. Well, let's see. Hold on, just a quick sec. Alright, you know what? Never mind. He just turns around and to the knight and says, Cyrax will take you to the site, and from there you would be on your own. Yeah.
All right.
And I'll wait for Cyrax to return, and then we can go to the palace. All right. Safe travels, and I wish you'll find your friend and come back.
I'm
soon.
sure we'll see you again soon.
He nods, and then you and the knight Cyrax just leaves the palace. Switching back to the two really intense situation. So now is Doppelganger's turn. Actually, Doppelganger is gonna look
Okay.
at both of you, since you two, especially Tali, actually, and well, is really far away. So this dude,
Just waiting at the bath and stuff.
yeah, this dude is gonna try to. You see, at the bottom of the stairs, you see him do wave that flows like the air as he immediately pat himself on the shoulder, and then you see him start flying and start chasing after you, Tali. That will be 30, 60. Yeah, he flies about 60 feet upwards, and then you see in the split shadow he darts off, and he kind of decorporated and then re-emerged like let's see, 60, 30, 110. Yeah, just re-emerged right next to you. Yeah, like, where do you think you're going? Now stay. And that will be the extent of his expression. And yeah, he can't do much when he utilizes all his spells. The other one is gonna look at you, Riviani, and Plus, of course, you don't know that because right now you feel like you're covered in shadows again as he moves forward. Yes, it's super annoying, and then you feel like something is pulling your mind, telling you to stop. Roll me a wisdom save. Relax. Just stop fighting.
That's a 10.
10. Yeah. You feel this pulse generating from the center of your mind towards your body. You are now frozen in place, and you are now, stunned for the rest of your turn. Yep.
No.
Yep. That will be the end of this doppelganger's movement action. That'll be Tali's turn. Tali, you're staring right face to face to this doppelganger who's flying right next to you. What would you like to do?
So he's flying, he's not perched on something?
No, he's actually flying.
Okay,
And
I'm a disengage.
Now you get a closer look. Two of his, sort of like duplicate, are also flying right next to him. What would you like to do?
I'm a disengage because I'm worried about Riviani and
Alright.
like back down the stairs after her.
Okay. You see nothing but a pitch black. The darkness whirls around everything. Yep.
Marco Polo.
Just dodge. Just Jenga.
Mm-hmm.
Everything.
No,
So, what would you like to do? Stab
I'm
him?
searching through the shadow. Yeah.
Okay, so you move backwards and try to stab the one that's flying right next to you. Roll me attack. Yeah, the sword just through like nothing.
Dang.
Actually,
All right.
it's gonna try. Hold on. No, actually that misses entirely. Sorry. Okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah,
it's
so
okay.
if you want to, you can do a bonus action or try to stab him again if you want to.
Yeah, why not? I've got to wait for Riviani. I'm not
Okay.
moving until she's up.
So the backhand also misses entirely. And by the way, the backhand should not
Yeah, I
have
need to
your
make
proficiency,
another one
so
for it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just remember to make another one. But anyway, yeah, the both attack misses, and now you're stuck with this creature that's flying against your face. That will be the end of your turn. Now will be Rainy's turn.
I'm just going to disengage from him and back right up. Use my hasted action
Yeah, okay.
to basically press myself into the wall.
So you use your haste action to move backwards and leave him about 35 feet, I would say. Yeah. That would
Okay.
be the end of Tali's turn. Riviani, you're up. You're now staring at the pitch
Yeah.
darkness. What would you like to do? Pitch black. Darkness.
Well, I failed that wisdom save, so I'm stuck in place, right?
So I would say at the end of your turn, roll me a wisdom save again to try to shake the post that is binding you to stay.
So, but is there like nothing else I can do then, or?
Well, yeah, the spell. Let's check. Maybe you're right. Let's check because I think it's the same. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. You need to make the wisdom save at the end of your turn. So yeah.
Okay. At the end of my turn, so. So I can't do anything else then, or?
No, you can't.
Right.
Yeah.
Can I still speak, or?
You can. Wisdom save first. Try
Yeah.
to save.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Save wisdom.
20.
Oh, that's good.
Not bad. So you shake with everything you got in your body. You pushed it aside, and yeah, you feel like you're now lifted. But that causes everything you got. What would you like to say?
Okay, yeah, just just trying to like call the Tali like I'm on my way.
All right.
Yeah,
Cool.
just
All right. That will be the end of your turn. Now the doppelgangers.
right.
Rennie, as you said, you're on your way. You heard that within the shadow, a voice, well, several voices speaking at the same time, saying, "Oh no, you're not." And they cast you. You feel this. Well, let's see if it hits first. Let's see if it hit first. Plus. What's your AC? 15, right?
15.
Yeah, that just hit. So you feel this gentle burn on the side of your shoulder, dealing. That is
No.
really bad. Another 9 points of acid damage, and you also feel the burn. Sorry, I forgot to do it last turn. So you also feel the burn of extra 3 acid that's seeping into your to your forearms. Yeah. Yeah.
Jeez.
Are you unconscious? No. Just
one
one hit
HP.
point left. Nice. Anyway, so you were like surrounded by the shadow and feeling the acidic burn almost eating away your forearm. That will be the end of this one's turn. And the other one, as it's flying against you, Tali, it is trying to... You know what? It is just trying to slam. Just a normal slam attack. I'm going to look at you and just do a slam attack. Yeah, that definitely hits.
Oops.
Your AC is 15, right? 16?
Plus 2, 17.
17,
Because
okay.
of the haste.
So,
Yeah.
that's 24. Just slam on the side of your body, dealing 8 points of bludgeoning damage. That would be the end of its turn. Actually, no. It's actually can make 2 attacks. Yeah.
That's the first damage I've taken, though, so that's good.
Yeah, you feel 2 slam on both sides of your body. You take a total of 16. So 8 plus 8. So yeah, a total of 16. Yeah. So yeah, that hurts a lot, and that will be the end of the doppelganger's action. It was trying to slam you to the ground, but I don't think it has enough strength to do that. You know what? Try to make a either dexterity save or strength save to see if you make it.
I'll take a dex.
Yeah. Oh no, you definitely succeed because it was like I was thinking of like a 9 or something. It's not gonna make it.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, you've managed to stand tall against all the attack, and it will be your turn right now. What would you like to do?
I'm pretty sure I heard Riviani cry out in pain. I am going that direction.
Yeah. All right. So you fly downwards to that direction?
Yep.
All right. You dart into the shadow and wait. Actually, I kind of mistaken. So the moment it was casting the hold person spell on Riviani, the shadow kind of dispelled itself, or like just organically, because it both required concentration. Yes, sorry, my mistake. And now Tali, you can actually see Riviani is like in deep pain because she like got slammed multiple shots, and she's looking not good. All right. Okay, gone. Yeah, so you reach down to her because you were like 105. You were like 105 feet away from her before.
Okay.
You utilized 30 of your movement. No, you went back to hit doppelganger. Yeah, you were 105 feet. So do you wish to use all of your movement to slide downwards?
Yeah, I'm getting as close to her as I can.
All right, so you used up all your movement, your dash action, and then your haste action to move down. You still have one action you can do stuff. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna give her my last healing potion.
Okay, so you pull out your healing potion and just force chuck down the remaining throat, just like. Roll me 2d4 plus 2. I believe that's the case.
Let me double check mine.
Ooh, nice.
Oh.
Well, it's average, but it's okay. So
Okay.
Rennie, you take 7 healing.
Yep.
Inside your body, feeling a lot better immediately.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. So that will be the entirety of Tali's action, and will be Riviani's turn. Actually, what would you like to do?
Go.
Thanks. My forearms were killing me.
That's okay.
Yeah. I just are there any doppelgangers sort of nearby as I
Well,
as I
there's
continue?
one staring right in front of your face, and yeah.
Like, is he like blocking the stairs in any way, or?
No. In fact, he is just standing right about 20 feet away. He never actually really moved. He's still standing 20 feet away from you, and not blocking anything.
All right.
In fact, with the darkness got cleared out due to the doppelganger's own mistake, you see that the hallway to the front gate, well, not gate, but more like to the front entrance there's no obstacles blocking your way towards it. Yeah.
Okay. In that case, as I continue charging up the stairs, I'm gonna sort of turn my head to the one doppelganger that I can see, and sort of shout like take this, and like get lost, creep, like, and I'm going to use my remaining 4th level spell slot to cast a Scorching Ray.
Oh, nice. All right. So before you do anything, roll me a 1d100, please. Thank you. That might just change. Okay, nothing really happens. It's fine.
Okay.
So, do the spell, please.
Okay. So because I'm using a 4th level spell slot, I believe that gives me 5 rays. 5 rays against him.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And
So,
do you wish to twine it or use your sorcery point to do anything? No. The first attack, miss. Miss. The last 2 hits. Third one also hits. So, yeah, you hit about 3 times on the doppelganger down below.
all right, I'm fine with that.
Okay. So you see, like, the red beams just kind of scorch partially of his body and just slam left and right into the doppelganger. The doppelganger is like, was like trying to concentrate on something, but then he falls flat and then just takes the full blunt of the damage. You see, partially of his body is like scorched, and he's not looking really good, but because you guys never really deal any like damage on them, it is still standing, and it kind of looks at you and says, I'll make you my puppet and you'll pay for this. Yeah, that would be the end of your turn, right?
Sorry, I don't make good puppet material. I say as I
Nice.
as I use my full movement to go as far up the stairs as I can.
Okay, cool. So you reach to, I would say, the top of the 3rd stairs, and looking up, You're like about 2 more quarter to go. However, you do see that going upwards at the 4th staircase, there are about 3 glistening parts that are still on the stairs. Yeah. The same as the traps you saw before, and that will be the end of your turn. The doppelganger is now, 30. Yeah, no, he was like 50 feet away, and then you move another 30, so that'll be like 80 feet away. So this dude is actually gonna look.
Gotta go through me.
Yeah, it's actually gonna look at you because you're blocking the way, and you're still. Oh shit!
I'm so slow.
Let me see. Is it concentration? No, it isn't. Okay, cool. So you're still a small size. This, yeah.
Very angry.
Yeah. So this doppelganger is gonna look at you, and it's gonna draw. He is just gonna move past you because you're so tiny in size. He's just gonna do a nonchalant moving past towards you. Okay.
Can I opportunity attack his ankles, please?
Do it. You're like a tiny size, just trying to slash.
Nice.
All right.
And
So that misses.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Like stop. And the doppelganger just
I'm so surprised
past
he's moving
you.
past. I'm just
Yeah.
like, what?
Just like
That woman's so great.
yeah, just moving past you and moving upwards, trying to catch up with Riviani. He actually used his movement to move 30 feet, and then he used his bonus action to Misty Step right next to right on top of the second stairs. So he's now 20 feet away from you, and now he is. What can he do? He used up most of his. Yeah, he is gonna use chill. Well, no, not chill touch. No, this is kind of wrong. Let me check. Okay, so you see him kind of raise what he have on his palm. You see, like it was a small twig, and then when he pressed onto it, it just revert to its original form as staff, and then you see the staff kind of glows in a glistening hue as the top bit of it just kind of glows in a kind of warm and bright light. Riviani, you can try to roll an Arcana check to tell what he did.
All right, let's see what he did.
Alright, so you know a lot of things, and you don't know how the mechanism of the staff reverting to such a huge, from a small twig to such a huge staff. But you do know what he casts on top of it. It's a guidance spell. Yep.
Right.
Yep. That would be the end of its turn. The other doppelganger is gonna look down at you because you're now you move about 20, 60 feet. So now you're about 80 feet away from him. So no, sorry, 60 feet away. So the doppelganger on top is gonna look down, trying to perch to a better position, because all the buildings actually provides you with heavy cover, because the stairs have archways on top of them. So it's really hard for someone who's so far away to look down and pinpoint your location. In game term, you automatically have a third of the cover. So he flies down to about 20 feet right next to his buddy, and he is gonna look at you, Rennie. He is gonna cast again. Try a wisdom saving throw. Go ahead.
Jesus.
Yeah. They are pricks. Yeah.
No.
The same sensation overruns you as you are now paralyzed in place. That will
Oh,
be
hang on. I think I still have my use of that feature of gaining advantage on one attack roll, saving throw, or ability check per day.
You haven't used it right today, so yeah.
Yeah.
would.
All right. I'm
Uh,
going to. Would a 14 be enough to?
Sadly, that wouldn't. I would tell
All right.
it's really close, so I would say you never really use that feature. Yeah.
Okay.
That's
Never
really
mind then.
close though. So yeah.
Hmm.
All right. So you're now stuck in place. All right, Tali, your turn. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna keep going after Riviani, and if I can pick her up, keep going.
All right. So I would say you will have disadvantage on picking her up because your size is small.
Yeah.
But you can try.
It's
I
like
would
grip
say-
drag.
Yeah, you can try to drag her. I would say, roll me a strength check with disadvantage
Oh boy! Oh
because
boy!
your size is so small.
Oh please! Oh no!
Yeah, she's way too big for you. You guys move about 10 feet together, and then she kind of falls on top of you because you're so tiny. It's like,
Yep.
that's it. And she being so paralyzed doesn't really help. So
No.
yeah.
Yeah, it's bad.
You still have your haste action and your bonus action if you want to do something. And your movement is not overrun. It's like your movement, you still have 20 feet, 25 feet of normal movement. So
All right, the one that cast hold person on it, I'm gonna attack.
okay, cool. Just you know which one, so just roll for attack.
Because I saw it and was gonna follow.
Yeah. Ooh, first crit of the night! Finally,
Nice.
someone to save you from all this trouble.
Fury of the Small!
Yes. But before we do that, roll me a 1d4.
Gotta take away some damage, which
Yeah.
sucks.
Yeah. So, with that, nice. 24. All right. So you don't get sneak attack because you don't have advantage on that. However, you do with that blade. You do try to disrupt him. Let's see. That will be. Holy shit! That would be not enough. So you see the doppelganger was like trying to focus until your tiny blade stab him on the side and cause a jugular to break. It's like what the and then you see blood just starting to pour out. The doppelganger just like kind of falls onto the stairs, and Riviani, you feel this hold on your mind kind of fades away as Tali stabbed the guy, and with a large thump of a noise. Right?
Yeah, I saw
No, this time is a tiny thump. You know, like just throwing water into a well kind of sound. Yeah, kind of small noise.
I like immediately like roll off of her. Like
Yeah.
I sort of say, oh, thanks for that.
Yeah.
It's okay. Go.
Cool. Alright, that would be your haste action. You still have your bonus action if you want to disengage or if you want to attack.
Please. Disengage and
Okay.
let's go.
Yeah, so disengage and now because she can't move. Are you still gonna grab Riviani though? But because that will cost you the entirety of the bonus action.
Well, I'll take the hit if I can move Riviani. Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, so yeah. If you want to move Riviani, then I would say you just run backwards to her. So you move about 10 feet, and then you use your bonus action to try to grab onto her and dash. However, it's also reduced because the movement is like it's really hard to calculate. Hold on, let me just think in my mind.
It's okay.
Because carrying someone is a really hard task, especially when you're small. And I would say you have half of your movement, so that will be 20 feet. and you since you forgo the disengage bonus action, I would say the doppelganger got to slam into you. So
I'll take the hit.
let's.
I got hit points to spare.
Yeah, luckily he rolled a natural 1. So
Nice.
because the blood was pouring out of his thigh, he was so disoriented. He's like, "You little prick!" and just falls onto the stairs with blood bleeding out of his thigh. Yep. And yeah, you manage to drag Riviani 20 feet away. That'll be the end of your action. Your turn. All right. Now it'll be Riviani's turn. Riviani, the doppelgangers are now about 20 feet away from you guys, and you are about almost to the point that would step onto one of the trap. What would you like to do?
Oh, frick. Okay. Well. Da, 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 da.
As someone
Wait,
might
okay,
recall, if you need
okay.
suggestions, I'm just saying, if you need suggestions, you do see Tali fly away. That's the extent of my suggestion.
I don't
Phone a
have,
friend. Phone a friend.
I have a fly spell though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, you don't. Okay. Never mind.
Would a lightning bolt spell be able to like sort of curve down the staircase maybe?
No, but you can move to the side of the staircase to find an angle to, hit all 2 of them, which is from top to bottom. So you would have to go to the side, and in that case, you have to step onto one of the staircase that glistens in light. That means yes.
Come on, man.
It's just something. It's a few 6 seconds. Remember.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's see. I'm going to cast. I'm going to throw out a magic missile at them using a 3rd level spell slot.
Okay, do it. Magic missile. Roll me a 1d100 first.
All right.
Nope, nothing happens, which is cool. Alright, so 3rd level magic missile. So to the one that's injured, well, both of them are injured. To the one totally injured? Or
the one that's most injured, I guess.
Okay, then that's the one totally just stabbed. So yeah, the magic missile flies downwards and strikes true to the one that was bleeding out. Hold on, let me check. 24, 22, 34. How would you like to do this? Yeah, he's dead. Yes. Yeah. Well, one of them is dead.
I sort of just quickly do like a sweep of my arm, and like a bunch of the missiles sort of fly out of my hand and sort of smack him, and like without even looking to see how badly they hurt him, I'm gonna risk going my full movement up the stairs.
All right, so you just swirls around all the missiles and just condense them into one huge ray. It just pours out from your palm, and just without even looking backwards, you just dodged upstairs. Now roll me a charisma saving throw. Actually,
Ooh, the one I'm good at.
yes. Ooh, the one you're not feeling so good at. As you run upstairs, you feel this gentle sound telling you to stay and relax and falls asleep.
I'm gonna use my one per day advantage feature.
All right, so you feel this strength inside your body as you bend the very fiber of fate and luck, and you twist it a little bit, and you feel this compulsing magic energy that was within your head just kind of fades into the background as you manage to walk through it without anything happen. You walk about 5 more stairs until you encountered another one. Roll me a Constitution save.
Ah, jeez. Constitution.
The stairs are pricks.
16.
Yeah, you manage to pull through the very sensation that weakens your body and your mind, and you just soldier through. And now at the end of the stairs, because you use 30 feet of your movement, no, I would say you reach the end of stairs without any further traps. Yep.
All right, excellent.
You guys are soldiering through. I mean, how? Just
I don't know, man.
fine. I'll get you. No, just kidding. That will be the end of Riviani's turn. Now will be the doppelganger's turn. The doppelganger is now about 50. Yeah, about 50 feet away from you, Riviani, and 20 feet away from Tali. And he looks down at his companion who just passed, and he's gonna look at Tali and says, "You'll never get out of this palace alive."
Never expected to.
Yeah. And he just reached down. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
Did you use, you said you used the advantage, the Tides of Chaos?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That means you have to, the DM can get you to roll on the wild magic table.
Oh, nice.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Sorry,
You know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I forgot to do that. Oh, this is really nice. Okay, so I'll just explain. I'll just describe it. You feel this surge of energy pulsing through your body. You feel like you are invincible. You feel like even if I died, I would die and come back. I'm Jesus living on Earth. Yeah,
that's how I
but
feel
in
every
game
day.
term, if you die within the next minute, you immediately come back to life as if reincarnation spell. But
reincarnation.
yes.
Oh, yikes.
Yeah, but you think you're good.
That's the fun one where you can change your race.
Yeah. Yeah, I have that in the table.
How many hit points do you have?
He's got 7?
8.
8. Yeah, 8 hit points.
Sorry.
Better than the one.
No, yeah, better than the 1. But anyway, that's pretty cool. You feel confident, and you feel like this doppelganger is talking shit. But you see him reaching down to his friend, and with a snap of his finger, both of them just kind of fade into the background, and just only the echoing of the sound that says, "You'll never leave this palace alive." Yeah. You are temporarily out of initiative.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, they're full of melodramatic horse shit. Let's get out of here.
You don't have to tell me twice.
So you two started walking upstairs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
And it's just like, Frederick, what the hell are you?
Yeah. Both of you roll me a... Well, Tali, you need to make a charisma save, and then a constitution save, and then a dex save. Stefan, Riviani, alright. Just roll me a dex save with advantage because I mistaken your name, which is a punishable by death.
Man, we're having a good day.
Yay! And
Alright.
as you try to leap through because you're because you're confident, because your wild magic kind of leads you to the direction, you kind of miss the step, and kind of a large stream of webbing kind of just webs you in place. Just kind of pours out and webs you in place. So for Tali,
Sorry, what was the order? Yeah.
Yeah.
Charisma, Constitution, and then Dex. Yeah. So the first one, you feel this urge of telling you to go to sleep, but since you're an
Immune to
elf,
sleep. Yeah.
you don't. You're like, get away from me. It's just like this compelling is non-essential. You just pass through it. However, the second stairs, as you walk towards it, you feel this weakening voice of your body kind of betrays you as you kind of falters in place. You feel weak and you feel like you can't really move. You're now stunned. Yeah. And for the both of you, I would say, due to you're no longer in combat anymore, roll me another, for Riviani, you notice that on the side of the webbing, they are small holes, like small, tiny holes that on the side of the wall this entire time. And you look down to the trap that also trapped Tali. You also notice that there are tiny holes on the side against one of them. Now, both of you re-roll what you just failed, and I'll tell you what happens next.
All right.
Alright.
Still bad.
So, as you both struggles, on the side of the stairs, you notice that you heard clink, like a sound of something got loaded. For Riviani, you see a stream of arrows like shooting out from the hole. You immediately take. Your AC is 15, right?
15.
15, yeah, but since you're stuck, let's see. Yep. So first string attack misses as you manage to bend a little bit over in order to duck one of the arrow just scraped through the front of your nose. However, yeah, the second and third attack all hits, dealing 6 points of piercing damage as it strikes into your body and just it's like,
are you kidding me?
yes. And roll me a Constitution save, Riviani. Yeah.
No.
Meanwhile, back at the church.
Yeah, meanwhile, back at the church, as all the group are dying from traps. No, I'm just kidding. So, for Riviani, you feel this pulsing of kind of viper bite, like pour into your vein. You are now poisoned, and you take 2 points of poison damage. You take 2 points of poison damage. Are you unconscious right now?
Yeah.
Okay, you're foul unconscious.
The last words
The
last words I say before going limp is sort of like,
Fuck you, Vaikin.
Yeah.
That's cheating.
Yeah.
I just go down.
Nice. So Tali, you see Riviani fall down and whispers, "That's cheating." As you also fails the Constitution, you see on the side kind of bubbly essence kind of pours out from the side of the small hole, and as it comes through you. Near you, you feel the sickening smell that makes your body fall even weaker. You're now caught in disease, and you have
Awesome.
disadvantage on all saves. Yep. So, yeah.
Amazing. This is gonna help great.
I know,
Yeah.
this is gonna help really bad. So roll me a Constitution save again to see if you can.
I'm here forever now.
Yeah. It's a 5. Yeah, so you feel like this essence is gonna eat away your body and soul. As you two struggles, you heard the sound of someone coming forward, of something or someone, like a small walking sound, though really, really faint. You can still hear it from afar, and that will be the extent of it. Yeah. So,
because I'm just like in fetal position, just like.
In fetal version, yes. And then roll me another Constitution save with disadvantage as well. I'm trying to break
Yay,
through
another
the
failure,
bars.
I'm sure.
Yes.
Yeah, great.
And then this time, you heard the water start pulling, like stop the sickening water start pulling. It turns to kind of a loading sound again, like what happened to Riviani as well. It's like clink, clink, clink. And then arrows shoots out from the side of the walls. Let's see. First one hits. Second one hits. No, second one misses. Third one misses. Okay, so you see the sharp arrow just starts through, and like the first one kind of hits you by surprise on the side of the shoulder, but the next two just flies off into the distance, and you take 6 points of piercing damage as it sinks into your skin. As the arrow, you notice that as the arrow hits on the side of the wall, you heard a voice just saying, "Come out. I know you're there." And that's the sound of Alethea. Yes. Though battered and weakened, she is like a fire still burns within her.
I'm just gonna like weakly wave my hand, just like wave, just like really weak, just like.
You can't really see her. You only hear her voice from down the stairs. And since you're stuck in the middle of the stairs, you can't really. You try to wave, but you doubt you'll see it. And for Riviani, roll me a death save.
God.
Yep.
Okay, death save.
All right. So the first one you succeeded. Is like for Tali, you notice that Riviani's pulse gets kind of like more smooth than before. Like before it was like shallow and almost as if she's about to drop any seconds, but now she's getting better. Now before do you yell for Tali? Do you yell for help, or
like if I can get my voice, I'm gonna feel
you can get a faint voice out of your mouth. Yeah. So you just says up here. You're not even certain if she hears it or not.
I just call her name because I have no idea where she is in relation to me. I am well and truly ruined.
All right, so roll me another con save with disadvantage. Let's see if it works. Nope, still stuck.
Come on.
And at this moment, things stop pouring out. However, you do notice that the originally sickening water is still there, and it starts turning like kind of bubbly and then acidic, and then starting to eat away the floors around you. Yep. And that will be one turn of the action. And then you heard small footsteps coming like upwards. You heard a weird sound though, as the footstep coming forward. Sometimes you heard the clink clink, just kind of something hit against the wall or something, as if someone is like chiseling through the wall. And yeah, Roll me another con save this time. And death save for Riviani as well.
Hey, that might be alright.
Nice. Riviani, death save.
Yeah. Oh, for
Yeah.
God's
Oh,
No, so her breath, as Tali, you managed to shake this feeling of corruption, like a mixture of old age and disease kind of feeling that's filled your body and managed to crawl upwards to the stairs that kind of there's no magical barriers or traps that blocks you. You think the acidic kind of helps weakening the effect, but you didn't know for sure. However, you do look at Riviani and sees her breast turn shallow again, and this time she's looking pale, as if some kind of poison is eating through his body. Since you failed one, Riviani -4 on your hit point currently. Yep.
So the way Nat 1 works is it counts as 2 failed death saves. Out of the 3, it automatically counts as 2. Just like a natural 20 is a
All right.
2 to the
Yep.
win.
Yeah. So
I'm just double checking that. I'm pretty sure
you're dead if you reach 3 death save. Like if you failed 3 death saves, so you still have 1 more to go. And Tali, you're crawling upstairs with your now not tiny form. You now notice that you're no longer tiny anymore. Yeah, you went up. Yeah, so that's right. Yeah, so you managed to crawl your way upwards, and reach to the side of Riviani. Yeah, you still have your wait. No, you don't have any action to do. Yeah. That would be the end of your turn because you use your use your con save, and then you heard a voice from your back saying, "Tali," and you look downwards. You see Alethea. Her face is all covered in blood. Like you notice that there's a large cut wounds covered almost the frontal of her torso. And you see her hands are shaking as there are cuttings on top of them, and she can barely hold on to her dagger, but she is looking alive at this point.
Just no words, just relief. Just
and
oh my god,
is that one of them?
No.
Yeah.
And I'm covering Riviani at this point.
Okay, so Alethea is gonna try to move forward, just gently. You notice that she's doing some really awkward position as she moves upward. She even walks onto the wall with daggers holding in place, managed to kind of do a rock climbing scenario to move past through the traps. Apparently, she also suffered the same situation you guys faced before. As she carved, kind of managed to pull towards your place, she pulls out a small bottle of healing potion and says, "Quick," and just pass to you, Tali.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna give it to Riviani.
All right, Riviani, you feel this gentle pulse pulsing into your veins as the healing potion rushes through your body. Tali, roll me a 2d4 plus. Oh no, actually, it's 44 plus 2. 44 plus 2.
Jeez, that was a good one.
Yep, that's a good one. Yep.
I can't roll for shit.
Can't roll for shit today.
Nobody make me roll dice anymore.
Yeah. All right. So, Rennie, you feel this gentle pulse of life. Kind of heals your entirety and kind of push aside the poison that was eating away your soul. You gently opens your eyes and sees Tali right in front of your face. Yep.
How many traps can one freaking stairway have?
They
too many. It's
altered
wonderful.
this place. Alethea just kind of says, I got ambushed when I come back. This place is crawling with doppelgangers. I don't know who I can trust. And she kind of shakes as she mentioned trust.
I sort of turn my head to look at her, sort of just now realizing she's there too, and I sort of saying like, oh hey Alethea, glad you can join the party.
Don't save your strength. We need to get out of here. And that would be the part of Tali and Riviani. Now switching back to Vaikin. Yeah, you walk along the street with the knight. Kind of takes a few, kind of couple of minutes. Well, technically 20 minutes. 25 minutes actually. You walk on to the steed that was provided by the temple. The street is like quiet, for everyone has gone underground. Well, not underground. Has gone to shelters in order to, well, evade this wave of monstrosities attack. You also notice that they did it for a good reason, because some part of the barrier kind of you are not sure, because you're not an expert in arcane, but you do see some part of the barrier kind of broke, like a tiny hall, and just kind of break through, and something kind of landed on the side of the street, like rocks or even a crater. You can see that might be once a tall building, but now what's left is just a crater. And from the hall you can hear the sound of all kinds of monstrosities yelling and screaming, or and the bastions kind of commands their troops in order to form a line to fend off the attack. And the knight kind of looks at you and says, this is the reality we're facing right now.
I know, I'm like, this stupid shit doesn't happen where I'm from. Stuff doesn't start falling on people's buildings and stuff like that. It's crazy.
If you faced what I faced before, you will realize that happens more often than you think.
No, we don't have stuff fall from the sky. It's more like Draculaches and shit coming out of the ground. A little bit different, but, you know.
Yeah. I once saw an entirety of the floating empire just drop. That's
why stuff shouldn't be floating. Like, give me solid ground any day of the week.
The knight kind of laughs. His laughter echoes through the night sky and just says, the sovereign built it for a reason. As you can see, the realm is swarmed by monstrosities, and they come from all shape and size and all directions. A floating city would be a best scenario to evade attacks coming from underneath the ground. Yeah.
Until it stops floating.
Until it comes from the sky, yes. Alright, he leads you about another 10 minutes as you guys talk for a while. You guys ride on the horseback. The horse is like really smooth and kind of ride, like the whole ride is like kind of smooth. You don't see any monsters like leaping out from the shadows try to attack you, but you do see dead monster bodies like lying on the ground. You see wyverns, you see like baby beholders maybe, and then you see like some form like a few stack of bodies that are possibly were creatures. You see were rats, you see werewolves, you see were bears, and they all just lie on the ground. And until eventually you reach to the other side of the city, you look down to one of the manholes on the ground, and the knight just points at it and says, this is the entrance. Take all the way down until you land, and then you'll be at the first layer underneath the entire sewer. However, before you reach to the bottom, you need to break the seal underneath where you landed. That is where the true entrance reveal. And he hands you over a small like a small staff, maybe. You're not entirely certain because the front tip of that staff is glowing in light, and he says, "You'll need it." And it lasts for about a week until the spell is gone. Good luck. And he
I'm like, I thank you for everything, and if I make it back, we'll definitely have to share some more war stories.
We'll share
maybe around a bottle of wine or something.
We'll share something more. I know.
If you don't mind, I'm gonna say a quick prayer before I delve into the darkness.
He just gesture you to proceed.
So I get on my knees and I'm hoping he leaves, basically.
Yeah. Do it. So what do you?
Does he start to leave?
Yeah, he started to move to the side because
Oh, I'm not actually praying. I'm just waiting for him to leave.
Okay. He kind of moved to the side and just like walks onto the horse and just leaves. All right.
I look around. I'm like, all right. Where is everybody? And I root in my pocket. I'm like, fuck! I gave the stone away. Fuck.
Yes. Yeah. You gave the stone away. So what would you like to do at this point? Standing on the street, not knowing what to do.
I'm just gonna yell, Koar, because I haven't seen her in a while, and she's probably one of the things I'm most concerned about.
Yes. As you yelled out Cora, you notice that the cat that was long disappeared, suddenly appeared on your shoulder and says, "Whew, that takes a lot. The city is fortified." You notice that Cora's body is like singed on the very end of its tail, and both of her legs on the back is also singed to a char, and she kind of shakes it until it reveals new skin underneath, and she just like, whew. You
this
believe
place is a
how much
shithole.
trouble I went through just to try to get inside. But here I am.
I hate this place. This is
me
another
too.
reason why I hate it, because you couldn't come.
Yeah, me
Like,
too.
I caused a fist fight and like lots of aggravation here just because
Seriously?
I
You caused a
missed you.
fist fight without me? Oh,
I know. I was hoping that it would, get your spirits up enough to come back.
yeah, I wish I could, but first I got this call from my boss. And then, I got this call from somebody. And then when I return, the stupid barrier kind of blocks me from entering. So yeah, but there we go. There's holes on the ceilings, whatever. Yeah. So here I'm in. Yes.
So I have to go down in the dark place. I'm not telling her it's a sewer.
Okay.
Intentionally not telling her it's a sewer.
Okay.
But we kind of got split apart. The other two. They might be dead. There's a bounty, and I'm like, Tully, the tall one, because I don't even know if Cor knows names.
Yeah. The
she's a
not
cat.
really interesting stereotype elf kind.
The tall one that doesn't feed you.
Yeah. What about
has
her?
a bounty on her head by the queen, and like
Then she's dead.
shit you missed. Like, it's amazing. Like,
Yeah.
this is why you can't leave my side. Just, if nothing else, watch the shenanigans.
Yeah. I got a front row seat. So why would I
So-
leave? Yeah. But anyway, since your friends are probably dead, we should leave them and explore the city. I've always been me and a few of my colleagues have always been wanting to come inside. You know, for nothing, just to raise a little bit chaos, having fun. You know,
Yeah, you're probably right.
yeah. Just this city was so stiff. I mean, people carved it from the land and scumbag Cora. Yeah, yeah. People carved it from the land and then push it up to the sky so we can reach them. I mean, this is all bullshit. Now we're
I'm
in.
like, is there any
We're
way?
in.
Do you know how to make this thing fall to the ground?
Well, I would love to see you try. I mean, either if it flows outer space or falls onto the ground, I'm capable of watching.
Or
Yeah.
what happens if it did a flip?
That would
Just
be
like-
interesting. I would love to see how you accomplish that. Like, I mean, let's do it. Let's do it. Do you know where to, to raise the levers or, leverage things?
Yeah, there's a thing that I need to take care of first down here, and I point. So
Oh, sewers, underground.
don't look at it like a
seriously?
sewer. It's more of a septic distribution management system.
Well, as long as it's fun. I mean,
It's always fun with me.
not really. Your companies are, not that fun.
Oh,
I mean, the girls are too stiff. Yeah, not my type.
oh, remember, you scratch my back, I scratch yours. Don't scratch my back. And I like.
Yeah, she's gonna
and she's
literally
like,
start stretching
Ah!
my back. Yeah, it's like, wait, you were saying? Anyway, you humans.
You can find me. Can you find the others? At least their bodies.
Sure, why not? But why? Why would you? You're better off ditching them. I mean, you're better off with me. Why would you want to
Yes.
go back with them?
I know I'm better off with you, but the thing is if they die without me there, just think that could be a prime opportunity for you to get a chuckle. Like, we should make sure. Like, you should have seen the way
Oh.
Tully painted my face. I looked like a freaking jester,
Mm-hmm.
and I think she deserves, even if she's dead, she deserves a little
Yeah,
payback.
maybe we can do a little bit collection along the way when they died, but that's beyond the point. You know what? Let's go. Let's go try to find your friends. Maybe I can add
Sure.
more new collections into my settings. And
Consider us your minions.
Yeah, she started prowling on the floor, and as you can see, the edge of the ground starts to shape into a darkness, and like the soil are like they were once soil, they turn into tar-like essence, and they kind of floats like heated tar, and then you can see the darkness kind of fades as now you reach inside to see through a tiny hole that Riviani is currently lying on the ground. Tali is holding her head to a side to try to lift her up, and Alethea is right next to them by the side. But the image is kind of if we result that to resolution for you guys understanding, it's probably like 800 to 600 kind of resolution. That kind of pre-full HD time. Yes. Yeah, so the image is like chalky and pixelated, but you can tell by the smallest detail that those are your group, and they seem like they are still alive, but they went through a lot of shit. Yeah, literally went through a lot of shit. Right.
Great. So, where are they?
I don't know, somewhere really fortified. I mean, I managed to poke through a hole because the system was somehow connected to the entirety of the barrier, the nasty one. And she pointed upwards, and she says, now that there are more loopholes for me to pry, I can try to expand the vision, but that's going to take a lot of time. But they're not dead. I mean, come on, just ditch them. They're no
I'm like-
fun.
Riviani was supposed to get escorted to see the queen. So I
what?
know that.
She pissed the queen off. The queen kills her.
I told you Tali has a bounty on her head. The one that doesn't feed, the tall one that doesn't feed you has a
Yeah.
bounty on her head.
Yeah.
Long story.
So
Riviani
they
got
are
into some shit,
basically
blah, blah, blah.
just accompany themselves to meet the queen, and the queen finds out, and she tried to kill them. Did they kill the queen or not? Maybe, maybe not. But
I am going to be so upset if Tully, the one who doesn't feed you, the
Mhm.
tall one, went and killed more people without me. Like I
Aw.
lost my shit when she's accused of killing
yeah,
her
so
family.
the fun is over. Let's go. Let's go somewhere else. I mean,
Come on, I'm
apparently
like-
they're still alive, which is no fun. And apparently the guards, whatever they're
And I
killing
look at
is
her like
gone.
serious now. I'm like, is it every day you get to kill a queen?
True. I always wanted to kill that bitch and her family.
I know, and that's the thing is there's an opportunity if we go that way in order to dethrone let's dispatch said psychopath.
You may be right. Roll me a persuasion check with advantage because she's tempted on all shenanigans.
Persuasion.
You notice that her pupils, as you look, try to persuade her.
there.
Yes.
25.
The 25, yes. As you
Bloody
try to
amazing.
persuade her, you can see a flicker of
Psychopath.
ashen fire burning underneath the pupil. Yeah, and you notice that the charred part when she said she managed to pull through the barrier, she's now fully recovered, and the rings that originally you see 3 rings, like the patterns of her fur on her tail. There's 3 rings of it. It's now grown to 5. And the pattern, imagine this: tigers like patterns, like black and orange. However, the orange feels like it smells. Like the smell is like not a smell that would make you want to like puke or anything, but the smell like something of afar, just like that. Yeah.
All right.
All right. So you manage to. She's like kind of nods and says, "Yeah, you're probably right. Even if they
And
kill
if
the
nothing
queen,
else,
What?
they're gonna have tons of great food at the palace.
yeah, or great play toys. I mean, it's always fun to find a true toy. Anyway, I guess you're right, and you convinced me. You always know how to find fun." And she just kind of looks on the ground and just puts her paw onto the tar, and you see the tar kind of shivers, and it turns into like kind of like a glistening portal, and she's just like, "Follow me," and she just leaps into the portal.
Cool.
Yep.
And like I'm gonna follow her
All right, so you follow her through. You leap through the portal
with the staff, mind you,
yeah,
the thing that
with
Buddy
the
gave me.
with the staff, and yeah, with the small glowing stick, and then it's not a staff, it's like a tiny glowing stick. Imagine it as a flashlight.
Call it a wand.
Yeah, imagine it as
Call
a
it a
flashlight. Yes, a
Yeah.
wand maybe. Yeah. So you leap through the portal, and then you landed right next to Tali and Riviani. You guys saw that on the side of the one of the magic trap that was shooting arrows and pouring out sickening water, there is a small glistening, and then you see Viking and Korra just leaps out from the portal, just landed right next to you.
I
And,
saw.
yeah.
I look up at them and so.
What's up,
Whoa.
douchebags? And Korra
Whoa.
just looks at you guys. And
Where'd
says,
you-
Yeah.
Oh,
You don't need to bow before me, but probably Korra.
Yeah.
Yeah,
When I
nice
walk through
timing,
the portal.
Cora.
I'm a
missed the party.
fucking wizard.
Yeah. What did you guys do?
Uh,
Did you kill the queen?
Uh,
Please don't say you guys killed the queen, or I'll be
I-
really, really disappointed.
I'd
Not yet.
speak up and say like that's look, I don't know how you got here, but I'm really I don't know how you got here, but I'm really glad you did. The
I can't have you
this-
taken away
this-
all the fun, right? I mean,
the,
at least I get to watch Viking to do stuff.
this
Like-
whole palace is overrun with doppelgangers.
Ah, seriously? You dragged me
Like-
all the way here for this? Doppelgangers? Cora turns towards you, Viking. And
I
says,
didn't know anything about any doppelgangers.
"Ah,
They're useless. Like they're pretty easy, right?
no,
They're basically the sewer rats
there
of
are
this
submissive
place.
minions, if one could call it. I smell something fishy here, and her expression turned from stern, like disappointed, to a really, really big grin, like you seeing Treasure Cat in Alice. That is the widest grin you're ever seeing on a cat, and that is currently appearing on Cora's face, and it's like,
Mm.
let's go check.
Cora,
And
you
that will
remember
be
Halia?
the end of today's sessions. Nice.
Oh my god.
Yeah, great job, guys. I really think Riviani was done for. Like at certain points.
That was so
Yes.
close.
I kind
As
of
for the
I kinda
traps,
thought
I know you
so.
guys feel like cheating, but
No, it was
Yeah.
totally chill. I was
was
the
like,
dumbass that completely
you
forgot.
got
Like
several
that's my
ways you can
job.
get through the trap, but you have to soldier through. That is
That was-
alright.
that was more in character. Her
Yeah,
saying
I know.
Yeah.
But it's like, just there are
I
a
wish
lot
I
of
was in-
ways to. You guys probably noticed that this turn there's no really direct harmful spells, besides the one of the
Yeah.
acid arrows. That's because not all encounters are brute force. Enemies can be really, really smart, and reusing strategies to counter all your actions make you feel vulnerable. So, yeah.
Oh yeah, no, they slowed us
yeah.
in that stairwell quick smart. That was brilliant.
Yeah.
I really wish I was actually in Riviani's situation. I'd be like, I refuse the potion. Be like, I spit it out.
I puked out the potion and
and
died.
Let me die. Just for the reincarnate.
Mhm.
Come back as like a fucking orc.
Yes. So tight.
Just like an orc sorcerer.
All right. I will see you guys next week. Well, not
Nope.
next week. The week after
Okay,
next week.
yeah.
Because
Week after.
Tali
Yeah.
is having a break.
Yeah. She
Good
is
luck
Yeah.
not beginning
having
next
fun. Have fun with
Thank
your
you.
friends.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Drink
It's-
responsibly.
week. Yeah.
Yeah, just don't drive. Just drink whatever you
Um,
want. Just don't drive.
Yeah.
That's
No,
it.
no, you never say that to an Aussie. There, no.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Just
I
yeah. You know
Friends
what?
with
Just
Aussies, they
I'm
like to
just gonna
drink.
say, please come back alive. Just
Yes.
like sober
that-
and alive. That's all I'm
Yeah.
asking for. That's it.
a week-long hangover when we see
Yeah.
you.
Also,
It's
True. Yeah.